It was a wild summer. There's no question about that. I didn't enjoy most of it, but also there were times with my family, with my grandsons that I did love. There were times I was with my team that I did love, and the other stuff's gotten all the attention, though.
Last year you played an extremely young team, and I know you went through some growing pains. But what did that group learn that you think is going to help you this year?
Well, I think they understood much better now how to handle adversity. And we're still really young. It's amazing, you know, it seems to continue being that when you start losing guys. And I think we've lost 12 guys early to the NBA draft in the last 8 years or 9 years, whatever it is. But I think those kids understand that part of it, and they kept practicing, kept working every day, and things got better at the end. So hopefully they'll have that stick-to-itiveness. Is that a word? It sounds good anyway, so I hope they'll have that.
Coach, what's the status of P.J. Hairston? Do you expect him to miss games? If so, how many?
I'm not a huge NFL fan, but I love Bill Belichick's comment. He's inactive. He's inactive. He's inactive. That was one of the coolest press conferences I've ever seen. But PJ is going to miss some games. We're still going through a process of trying to determine how many. I'm not going to go in the locker room and say, okay, PJ, you're not going to play tonight. We'll let people know about it before. But there's several things that he's going through at this time and has completed some of those and not completed some of the others. He did enough in the running program to be allowed to come back to practice. He's been sensational in practice. He was sensational in the running program, the most difficult conditioning thing I've ever done with any player. And hopefully he'll continue that as we play.
This has the potential to be the best conference from a basketball perspective ever created. Your thoughts on what this conference can be?
I agree. I think it not only can be, I think it will be the greatest basketball conference ever. You know, look at the depth of the league. You know, we can't call it Tobacco Road anymore unless we include South Bend, Syracuse, and Pittsburgh. The road just got a heck of a lot longer and a heck of a lot tougher. But I'm ecstatic about being in this league. And, oh, man, every game night you better strap it on.
Marcus Paige and Nate Britt on the court together.
Yes. We've done that in practice already in the first 12 practices. Luke Davis would be in that mix. I don't think you would see Luke and Mark and Nate all three at the same time. You know, it'd be like a team of jockeys out there running around on the court. We'd be so small, but I do believe that we'll see two of them at the same time. This summer I made the decision, and part of it because some of the problems that we had this summer is I told them who the leaders were. And, you know, it's easy to be a great leader if you don't make mistakes, and that's James Michael and Marcus Paige don't make the kind of mistakes that were made, and if they make a mistake, it's a mistake. And it won't happen very often with either one of those kids. They're great kids, so I declared them as the leaders of our team. But on the court, players do it themselves, and the respect that they have for each other trumps everything that a coach can say. Now, Marcus and James Michael are going to decide whether we eat at Wendy's or, you know, Burger Chef or something, but they also make a lot of decisions and input I ask them for. But on the court, your play does it, and then Marcus Paige as a point guard, that's a leadership role because of the position. And James Michael has been important to us for 3 years. You know, then the other guys have to understand that.
You guys both talk about coming to the Carrier Dome this season and the excitement of that venue versus Cameron Indoor.
Marcus, why don't you go first talking about the Carrier Dome?
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited. You know, that place has had some huge crowds, and it's really it's a great basketball program that plays in front of those huge crowds. So I'm excited to go up there and play. Adding them to the league is just going to make our league even more deep and competitive than it already is. So it's great to have Syracuse in our league, and I'm very excited to go up to New York.
Brice, go ahead.
I have to say the same thing. Just knowing the great tradition of the Syracuse basketball program, I'm really looking forward to playing them in the Carrier Dome.
It seems like it's going to be a deeper conference and a better conference overall.
Brice, why don't you go first?
It's going to be great. Just knowing that it's a lot more competition. It's going to be a lot tougher for like somebody to get that #1 spot. Just knowing that every night you have to go out there and compete and not take a night. You can't just take a night off.
Yeah, I think it's just going to add, like I said, the depth of quality teams in the ACC is going to be completely better than anyone else, any other league in the country. So you're going to have some parity at the top. You're going to have, you know, teams go on runs and put them in the #1 spot, and then another team that's just as good could go on a run and claim that top spot. So teams that are used to winning regular season titles are going to be disappointed because, you know, there's other teams that are used to winning regular season titles, and it's going to be really competitive. So I'm excited for it.
Last year it seems like you guys played your best basketball late in the season. You were a young team, got some NCAA experience. How does that kind of help you now moving forward this year?
Marcus, why don't you start with this one?
I think it helps a lot. You know, we were a young team. We were inexperienced too. The guys returning didn't, you know, play a whole lot. You know, our guy that we featured last year, James Michael, was playing behind John Henson the year before, and then, you know, he got thrown into a spot where we expected him to be, you know, a big-time star for us, and you know, he handled that well. You know, obviously as a team we took some bumps throughout the way, but that experience will help us this year. Now we're more of a veteran group. We know what to expect, and you know, hopefully we can, you know, advance past what we did last year.
Yeah, just like as Marcus said, just the experience part would help us a lot. Going into the second round of the tournament, we know what's expected of us, what we need to do to get farther, what we need to work on as a team, how we need to, like me and Marcus, just working on like getting bigger and stronger as a team, and me and him personally. So just the experience of playing in the tournament helped us a lot.
The media poll comes out later today. I'm guessing you guys are going to be at or near the top, which is really nothing new. Can you just talk about always kind of playing from that front runner position, and with 8 of your top 10 scorers back, kind of the outlook?
Marcus, we'll have you start on this one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the programs that are considered elite, you know, get thrown up in the top 10 regardless of who they have coming back or whatnot. But I think, you know, we have a lot of pieces coming back that can help us make a run that far or get deep into being one of the top 5, top 10s in the teams in the country. Obviously, until we start playing games, you know, those rankings don't really mean anything. But I think it shows that we have a lot of pieces that, you know, could potentially, if we come together and if we hit our stride, can make a lot of noise come March and April.